such fast numbers. And thanks for staying on, and hopefully I won't keep you too much longer. I don't mind telling you that when we planned this march and rally, I was a little unsure about the response that we would get. But I needn't have worried. You've responded in massive numbers today, and in so doing, you're sending out a message to this ConDem government. We don't believe your lies. We will not accept your cuts. We don't believe they're the only option. We intend to fight, and we will fight for our services, we will fight for our jobs, we will fight for a living wage and fair taxation. Take this opportunity to thank my colleagues at the STUC. As Joy has said, they have worked so hard over the past few months in launching the Better Way campaign and organising this event today. My thanks, added to Joy's, go to my colleagues at the STUC. Now, we launched this campaign to dispel the myth that there is no alternative to these cuts. There is an alternative. Get people back to work, get the economy going again, and the public finances will largely take care of themselves. We also launched this campaign to expose the lie that it's those with the broadest shoulders that will bear the brunt of the cuts. Now, I watched as Eleanor did the Chancellor deliver his speech, and I don't know what angered me most. The policies they announced, or the way the Tory and Liberal backbenchers cheered. The policies that will slash £20 billion from the welfare budget. They cheered policies that offer no hope to the over 2 million people that are already unemployed, and will condemn another million workers to the dole queue, 100,000 here in Scotland. What they've done is an act of inexcusable callousness, and they should be ashamed of themselves. Closely with the Liberal Democrats, and in days gone by, they may well have been marching with us against cuts like these. And I do have some respect for people like Tavi Scott and Charlie Kennedy and Ming Campbell and David Steele and Jim Wallace. And I used to think that Vince Cable knew what he was talking about. I used to think that. Now, I'm told that a number of Liberal Democrats don't approve of their government's policies. Well, if that's the case, it's time they stood up and were counted. The next leg gets up to check that people think he's a Tory. Well, Nick, if you talk like a Tory and act like a Tory, you're a Tory. And you've also ripped up your credibility. And if you want to restore your credibility, stop cowering behind the Tories, do what you said you'd do at the general election, and stand up and fight these cuts and fight the unemployment and the misery that they will bring. And it's not just cuts, it's not just jobs in the public sector that will go. Jobs in the private sector will go too, and that's why this campaign's not just about fighting public sector cuts. Of course, we'll continue to do that. We'll stand with the public sector workers and their unions and the communities affected by these cuts. But this campaign is about fighting job losses and cuts across the economy. And that's why I'm so pleased that shop workers are here, the engineering workers are here, the transport workers are here, the cultural workers are here, construction workers, standing beside our colleagues from education and the civil service and the councils and the health service and the other public services. This is not about public versus private. This is about uniting workers and communities. It's about uniting all of those in Scotland who believe that there is an alternative, that those responsible for the crisis should pay to get us out of it, and that unemployment is never ever a price worth paying. Now, there's not an undeniable truth that the only way to cut a deficit is to cut public spending. Now, I'm sick and tired of being told that we can't afford to fund quality public services, or indeed having politicians trying to sell us a lie that we can have Scandinavian-style public services but only pay US levels of taxation. Now, it's not that we don't have the money, it's just that the money is in the wrong hands. Britain have done very well for themselves and are even doing well in these tough times, and yet all we hear is whinging about any suggestion that they should pay a bit more tax when times are tough. They're increasing the top rate of income tax to 60 pence, or removing tax relief and pensions for those earning over 100 grand a year, would raise the £20 billion that was cut from the welfare benefit budget this week. Ending legal tax avoidance to save 25 billion, collecting unpaid tax 28 billion. The HMRC might be able to do if they hadn't cut 25,000 jobs. £250 billion a year. It's not that we don't have the money, it's just that the money is in the wrong hands. Of course, the tax they choose to increase is VAT, a tax that disproportionately impacts on the poor. But apparently we can't tax the rich, because if we tax the rich, it will give them no incentive to work. So why is it that to incentivise the rich we need to give them more money, but to incentivise the poor we should take money away from them by cutting their wages and cutting their benefits? Every decision by this coalition government is justified with reference to the markets, even when the markets refuse to act as they tell us they will. But you might remember before the general election, the very same group of Tory businessmen, because they were men, who wrote to the Telegraph this week supporting the budget cuts, also warned that a coalition government would upset the markets. Well, the coalition government might not have upset the markets, but they've certainly upset us. ConDem economics is not driven by evidence, it's driven by political ideology, an ideology that favours private provision before public, that promotes selfishness and greed, despises collectivism and solidarity, and it's an ideology that distributes wealth and power from the poor to the rich. Now they say that these cuts are necessary because it would be an unfair burden on future generations to lumber them with the cost of debt. Well, if they believe that, why aren't they doing something about removing student debt, which is a real debt burden on future generations? If you're young and single, you'll be amongst the biggest losers from these welfare cuts. Young people should face a future with hope. All this coalition offers them is broken promises, and for many, no hope of a job, no place at college or university. And I would urge you to support the joint UCU, NUS, Stop the Cuts demo in London on the 10th of November, and let's fight for a future for our young people. To know whether it would involve industrial action. Now let me make this clear. Our response will be political, and it will be industrial. We'll campaign to change the government's policies, however long that takes. And at the workplace, unions will take whatever action their members believe will be most effective in defending their jobs and communities. And if that involves industrial action, so be it, and the STUC will give whatever support. Turnout today, but this is just the start of this campaign. This is the biggest challenge we've faced as a movement in the last 25 years, and we can't expect to succeed just because of the clarity of our vision or the force of our arguments. We need to act, and we need to organise in communities and workplaces. So if anybody out there is not in a union, join. If you are in a union, recruit a new member. If you're not already doing it, get your union involved with your local trades council and your local the local community organisations, and let's campaign together. If you're in a local community organisation, seek out your trades council, seek out your local branches, and let's make sure that when our councils are setting their budgets, that you're there to tell them that our priorities are jobs, services and fair taxation, and that should be their priorities. And I want to say this. To our friends in local government. Now I know that many of you don't want to make the cuts. You believe in believe in the public sector, and you believe in public services. But if you're not to be seen as coalition collaborators, you need to stand up with us, like local government leaders did in the 80s and 90s, and argue against these cuts. We need to build from here, comrades. We need to build from here. And be there when we lobby the Scottish Parliament when it sets its budget to ensure that its priorities are our priorities. And we should be organising now to be in London for the TUC demonstration on the 26th of March. And I want to see a convoy of buses and trains go from Scotland to take our demands to the heart of Westminster. And in the run-up to the Scottish elections next year, target us and join us in targeting those constituencies of candidates who support the policies of the UK government either by their activity or by their silence. And when you get home, or indeed before you get home, if you carry a smartphone, send us your contact details or seek out one of our stewards and sign up a sheet to ensure that you're part of this campaign as we take it forward. We are not prepared to carry the can or stand by and let those least able to protect themselves be the victims of these cuts. We intend to fight. We intend to fight for our jobs, our pensions, high quality public services directly provided and democratically accountable. There are things that we value, things that we tend to defend because we believe they're what make our country a better place in which to live and which to work. So thank you again for coming along today, and I am in no doubt if we continue this campaign, if we continue to work together, then we will succeed in achieving that better way. Thank you very much indeed.